Hi guys. Yesterday we went to Upper Canada Village and it inspired us to redo all of our apartments so that we could have a better sitting area to host people in where there was no TV. And from there, 1,000 ideas were born, and now we are suddenly reorganizing our living room, our dining room, our kitchen, this room, our bedroom, another room. I am way in over my head. I have no idea what we're doing. I don't know why we're doing this. And I'm lost, guys. I'm looking for answers, but there are no answers here. So I guess we'll rewind to yesterday.
Oh boy. Good morning.
Ooh.
Good morning.
Ooh. Jeremy, look at the lavender. It grew a whole new sprout or something. What is that? Maybe that's a weed. Look at the new lavender. Hello, guys. We are going to Upper Canada Village today, and I have never been there. Jeremy, have you been there?
I have never been there, as a matter of fact.
I'm picturing a bunch of Amish people who live in a village with no electricity or cars or technology. That's what I think it is. I've never been there. I've never looked it up. I have no idea. Jeremy, what are your expectations?
I'm expecting to see horses carrying people around. People working their ass off to make butter, because I'm expecting to see no machinery of any kind.
Oh, our cats are having a massive fight right now. Did you hear that? I have no idea where we got these preconceptions or why we think this is what's going to be happening in Upper Canada Village. That's enough of an intro, I think, for now. Don't forget to subscribe and blah, 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 blah. I don't feel like doing this intro, apparently. Despite my very crappy intro, Upper Canada Village exceeded all my expectations. Growing up in Quebec, our history classes were very limited and focused mostly on the history of Native Americans in our region and on the war, which I remember very little of. This was the first time I've ever felt connected to my personal ancestors and heritage and how they lived. It was much more humble than what I expected. There were these little signs everywhere from back then that I found humorous. For one, the language used in those days would now be considered offensive, yet the way we talked on a day-to-day basis now would be considered a crime in their time. The gardens were also beautiful. I could imagine the families from the 1850s going out into their garden to pick their veggies for the night and cooking them all up. It was nice because it reminded me a lot of my goals for the future, funny enough. I was lucky enough to get to explore the Upper Canada Village with my mom and niece along with Jeremy. What I love about my niece is how excited and curious she is about everything. She asks lots of questions, and I get to listen in on the answers.
This is my fire, and the lever I'm working right now is connected to my bellows. The bellows is a big two-stage air pump. It drives air through into the fire, and that raises the temperature. And I'm doing this right now because I need to keep my fire alive.
Amy, my niece, was also lucky enough to get to milk one of the cows.
It's really hard.
Is it possible to buy the milk?
I wish.
Then we saw 2 calves outside play fighting. It was really cute. Next up was the school, which was one of our favorites, and I recorded a few minutes of the teacher talking about schooling for girls.
Your job is to stay home now. You help mother at home. You'd have been discouraged from going to school.
Wow.
Now, if you went to school here, you might be finished school forever, whether you're rich or poor. You live on the farm or in the village, you're now working. If you lived on the farm, you work on the farm with mother and father. If you live in the village, the boys are learning a trade in the village, becoming apprentices. There are very few opportunities for young ladies outside of the home. Very few. About the only jobs you could do was cook, maid, or servant. Maybe one girl in 100 would work in the dress shop as a seamstress, but virtually no one. One of the few jobs for girls in this village is the wool mill. Have you been to the wool mill?
Yeah.
Example of a terrible place for young girls to work. Wool mills were dangerous places. If all the machines were going in the wool mill, there might be 12 or 14 young girls working beside women and some men. And it's noisy. You can't hear anything because of the machines. Very common for young girls to lose their fingers and hands in the machines. Very common for young girls to be terribly injured or killed by the looms, be crushed by the looms, because they're 12 and 13 and they're working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. So you're working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and you're being paid 5 cents a day to work there in a dangerous job. Your brother's working in the sawmill next door. Again, a dangerous place for children to be working. Very easy for boys to lose their fingers in the belts of the machines or cut them off in the saws. You're working 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, no vacation, no holidays, for 10 cents a day. You're working as hard as the adult beside you, but you're being paid 10 cents. The adult's being paid $1, $1.20 a day. You're being exploited.
Yeah.
Very difficult. So if you could stay in school, it's good, but if you wasn't a high school, you'd have to be working. Now, if you're living in a city or a large town, there would be a high school. You could go to high school, but you had to pay to go to high school. You didn't pay to go to school here, but your family would have to pay for your tuition to go to high school. And they would likely send the brother or the brother to high school and not the daughter because it cost money. Besides, young ladies were not encouraged to go to high school because you don't need a high school education to work at home and be a mother.
Okay, Amy, what was your favorite part so far?
Maybe school. Because it can teach me if I ever move here, I'm never going to school.
Okay, Mom, you're up next. What was your favorite part?
The schoolroom and the doctors.
Which one did I like again?
The blacksmith.
The blacksmith was pretty cool.
Tell me how you liking it so far.
Really cool, really impressive. Takes you back like I've been there. I've never been there, but it's definitely impressive and makes you kind of appreciate what you currently have because it's definitely a harder lifestyle. What's the schoolroom? Yeah, I guess me too.
All in all, I think everyone's favorite was the school. I think that the teacher was really engaging and just really caught our attention and like kept our attention the entire time. Looking back at the video, I think it was at least a 6-minute video, and that was only a very small portion of what he said. So clearly I was there listening for quite a bit, and it felt like the time flew by. If ever you guys get the chance to go to Upper Canada Village, I think it's definitely worth it. From Montreal, it's only like an hour and a half, so it's not too far of a drive for a little day trip. And yeah, I just think it's worth it. It's a great like history kind of day. It's also great because you're spending a lot of time outdoors. You're also getting your steps in, so why not? It's a really, really, really nice place, and I highly recommend it to everyone. Now, on a different note, in regards to YouTube, I've decided that I'm going to be switching my upload day. So from now on, my videos are actually going to be uploaded on Fridays, which is why today it's Friday and there's a video, and Sunday there was no video. Why? Because there's more people watching my videos at that time, for one, and for two, it would just be like a higher chance of me actually following through with posting consistently. So Fridays is going to be the new days. I'm going to change it on my banner. Thank you guys so much for being here, for subscribing, for supporting me as per usual, and I will see you next Friday. Bye everyone.